On. Glad you guys are here. Already some of you waiting to watch. Good to see you guys. Welcome to the Jim of All Trades channel. I'm glad you made it by. I am Jim. I'm a crypto trader and a Forex trader here to help you understand the market from an Elliott wave perspective. That's what we're doing. We're going to look at the market through Elliott wave eyes, guys, and we're going to study the RSI, look at all the clues available to us. We're going to do some correlating of the charts. I'm a little sick. I can't help it. Sorry, I got a cold, but anyway, we'll work through that the best we can. I don't have an easy way to mute my mic, guys, so I'll do my best when I can to mute my mic so you guys don't hear it if I have to cough, but otherwise you're just going to have to struggle through. Anyway, with that said, let's jump into the charts tonight. Here's the itinerary. We're going to look at Bitcoin first. We're going to just do some macro and micro analysis there, see what we can see on those charts. We're going to look at the RSI, see what it's telling us. Then we're going to look over at the other charts, correlate them together, come up with an overall market view. We will look at the SPX, the NASDAQ, and the DXY as they may help us in our interpretation of the markets as well. So with that said, guys, welcome. You come up with your own clickbait title. Let's have some fun tonight. Let's put some clickbait titles. What does this video need to be called? You put it in quotation marks. Let me know you're submitting a title for review. We'll see who comes up with the best clickbait title. You insert your own for tonight. All right, guys. Let me take a minute and just welcome everybody. I see I've already welcomed several people in the chat. Good to see you guys. There's DT. Buy the deep. Buy the deep. I love it. Eddie Bo, what's up, man? We'll take a peek at BTC for sure. Let's see. Manohar. Good to see you. Chill Money. Chill. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Hey, Juan. Good game. Hey, man. Hey, man. Good game. Good game, yo. Good game. GG. Let's see. DT, good to see you. Christopher Huffman, what's up? Ernest of Gaia. Ernest of Gaia. Nice. Nice. Keith M, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Chemo. My man, thank you for being so faithful to moderate these things. Thank you. Long live Elliott Wave. What's up, Perspective Changer? You made it. Awesome. Good to see you. All right, guys. Bitcoin, big move. 100% guaranteed financial advice. Bitcoin will move one way or the other. It's going up or down. I love it. Good one. Hey, that's a good one, Ryan Lewis. That's a good one. I've used that one before. Too much to read, though. All right, guys. Well, let's jump in. I'm just going to kick back and relax, and we're going to start working on the TA here, guys. Don't forget, none of this is financial advice. I am going to share with you how I spend my money, but I'd never tell you how to spend yours. So if that helps you, let's do it. All right, guys. Hopefully you guys can hear and see me okay. Video and audio looks good. I'm assuming it does since we're interacting with each other. What's up, Renz? Hey, buddy. Good to see you, too. All right. Hey, Bengals had a great game today. I was surprised. I really was. I live in Missouri area. We were expecting Kansas City to take that one home, and they were looking like they were. I can't believe the Bengals made it. That's pretty amazing. Congratulations to the Bengals fans out there. That's awesome. All right, here we go. Let's jump in. All right, guys. Where do I start? I've got you on the small time frame here. I don't want to look at this quite yet. Let's look at the larger time frame to see what's going on. Clear the chart here. I've got so much going on. It's unreal. All right, let's go out to the 8-hour chart on BTC USD and talk about what we're seeing. My main count. I mean, there's several counts, guys, out there. There's so many different counts out there. It's unreal. And you don't have to know the count to be able to trade. Let me just reiterate that. We don't know the count. We don't ever know the count. We don't ever know where the market is going with certainty. What we do is we spend most of our time trying to analyze the structures that we see on the chart so that we can get a sense for where the market may be going. But no one knows with any certainty where the market's going. Let me just say that. I never do. and nobody else does either. I don't care how good a guy's Elliott wave count looks or sounds or how plausible it may be. Just nobody knows where it's going, okay? So just keep that in mind. So everything we offer here, guys, is just an idea, okay? Somehow somebody's inviting my son to play a game. Not on a school night, my man. Not on a school night. So anyway, yeah, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Oh, everything I offer is an idea. It's just an idea of based upon what I'm seeing. If I'm right about what I'm seeing, if I've accurately judged the structures on the chart, then the conclusions I come up with are plausible and possible. So that's what we're going to look at here, guys. So the first count that we want to take a peek at here for Bitcoin on the macro, and this is the main count, guys. This is the main count out there. I think it's the most plausible right now, that we just have a simple ABC working, okay? We have a simple ABC rocking. It's an expanded flat where the second, third wave move overtook the first wave. Now we're looking for 5 waves to the downside. Now that's the hard part here. This is a challenging wave to get 5 waves out of, but it's not too bad. It's not too horrible. In fact, I don't have a problem with that. I was watching a couple other people today and having a little bit of a difficult time. I think the 1-2 is super simple to find. 1-2 is right there without any trouble at all. I don't know why people are having a hard time seeing this as a 1-2 there. That's a simple 1-2 there for me. There's a 3, there's a 4, and a 5. Now what this would be, if this was the 5th wave, this is what we call an extended 5th wave. The extended 5th wave, basically, generally speaking, the 5th wave itself is about the same size as waves 1 to 3. Okay, so it'll have a 1-to-1 relationship. So when we pull the fibs on this guy, you'll notice that we are building a 1-to-1 relationship. Actually, if I pull the fibs, if I exclude the wick here, you get a better 1-to-1 relationship to where we're targeting around 30K, 29, 30K, anywhere around 28K even. Is a potential bottom for us. So this looks like an extended 5th in the works. It's not finished. Looks like it has a little bit more to go itself. So that's one possible count where the C wave needs to be 5 waves, okay? And you get 5 waves out of it, counting it like this. That means we need to get 5 waves out of this last wave. So there's one possibility, guys, okay? Where we have we have 5 waves here, and it's an extended 5th wave. Now, what else could it be? What else could it be? Glad you asked. Well, instead of, let me get rid of that. There we go. Instead of 5 waves here, we're going to call this a WXY. Generally speaking, we don't like WXYs to act like flats, but they can, okay, in combo corrections. Excuse me. And this Y wave is going to be 3 waves, okay? I like this one a little bit better in ways, okay? Because I can now deal with this as a 3-wave move. It starts off with a flat right here. The Y wave will need to be 3 waves. That would be an A. Actually, you know what? I like it. It needs to be a zigzag, doesn't it? It does. So let's just call it an A wave here. There's the B wave right there. Now we're looking for C. C needs 5 waves as well. So here's the interesting thing about either count that I've just shared with you. In both of those counts, basically we're looking for in this area of come on. I'm really sorry about the coughing, guys. It's going to happen again. I apologize in advance. The thing that's interesting about both these counts, guys, is that the C wave and the Y wave, or this area of the chart right here, I'm still looking for 5 waves to the downside. I need them both to be 5 waves. So what that does for us is it allows our TA, excuse me, my nose is itching. It allows our TA to really focus in on this last wave, that we can really forget about this stuff and this stuff and this stuff, really, because both of our main counts, whether this is a 3-wave move or this is a 5-wave move, puts us ending in this wave right here. That this is 5 waves, and when that's complete, our wave is probably done with high probability. Okay, so what that lets us do is now it lets us focus our attention simply right now on the Elliott structure of this wave right here. So now let's go ahead and try to tackle this guy here. See if we can come up with a feasible Elliott wave count there. So that means we got to zoom into the next time frame. Okay, this is the 8-hour. We're going to zoom into the 1-hour chart here. Okay, we're simply looking at this area on the chart right down here. So let's zoom in on that just a little bit. Excuse me. All right, the way I'd count this wave, just looking at this area right here, is I'm looking at this as a 1, 2 right there. So there's a 1, 2. So let's label them like so. We're going to label this 1, and we're going to label this 2. Now, I think that's the big 1, 2 of the entire wave. Now, the third wave, I need to have 5 waves in the third, and it needs to relate to the first wave to a 1618 extension in minimum, okay? So I'm looking down here past the 1618 for the third wave. In other words, I don't think that this is my third wave right here. So I'm not counting this wave as the bottom of 3. And I'll show you why. Number one, it doesn't come to the 1618 extension, which we like for it to come to. Now, it doesn't have to, but generally does, okay? And an extended fifth, I would expect it to in this circumstance, particularly, okay? Secondly, I've got a 1, 2, 1, 2 up here. This is the little challenging little area for people to count. But let me just show you what I'm seeing up here. I see a 1, 2, 1, 2. What you'll notice right here is we got a little diagonal right in here. Possibly right there. Okay? And so this becomes a little 1. Oh, let me try it this way. A little 1 and a 2. Now this diagonal here becomes a 1 and a 2. Ryan, oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. Okay, and then so we got a 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, now this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 4, 5. So I'm going to call this a little 3, a little 4. That was wrong, what I just did. Try again. That's going to be a little 3, a little 4, a little 3, or a bigger 3, a bigger 4. And the final wave of the fifth wave of the third is going to be down here. And that's the fifth of the third, so we're going to make this a big 3. I know it's confusing as crap, so let's make it simple. So here's, let's make it simpler. I know that's confusing. I know it is. I think we just have a complex wave here, okay? And this is the way I'm looking at it. I'm looking at all this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could put the 3 there, and that is the third wave. All of that I just articulated in lines there. So we got a 1, a 2. I'm going to make this 3. I believe now, currently speaking, we are in a fourth wave. We're currently in a fourth wave move. Okay? So that means this wave right here is going to come up as a 3-wave correction or some kind of complex correction. Okay? It's going to correct this entire move right here. And it'll be whenever it's done, it'll be the fourth wave, whenever this thing is finished. Right? And then we'll come down for a fifth wave. That's what I'm expecting right now. All right? That's what I'm expecting. So what's left then is to try to identify, I believe we're in a fourth, try to identify this as a fourth wave and what wave shapes might we get, okay, if this is a fourth wave. Now, all of these are my best ideas, guys. We can go in a million different ways to count these things, but I think these are the best ways to count it. Again, I think we're in some kind of a fourth wave. I think this fourth wave is going to be reminiscent of this wave right here, where you'll notice that we had right here had this 3-wave chop in there, and we shot down, okay, and then we came up and took out that area before we came on down again. I think we're gonna work our way up, take out this area, and come on down again. That's just an idea. There, I think it may be reminiscent of that. Okay, so let's look at this wave now, small time frame. Do a little micro analysis here, and let me show you the ideas I'm having here. Now, one of the ideas is that this 3 that I have labeled here could go right here, okay? And we could say, hey, listen, We already have the fourth wave, and the fourth wave is done. It finished right here. Okay, so wave 4 already finished. We could say that. Okay, that's a possible count here. That means what's going on right here. This is a 1. Excuse me. This is a 1. This is a 2. To the downside, we're looking for 3, 4, 5, and this wave right here should get us our bottom wave. Should finish us up on this impulse wave somewhere around 28 to 30K. Okay. So that's a real possibility. That I think, as I said in one of my last videos, that the bottom is in sight. I think it's close, but it's just going to take a while to prepare. It's going to take a while here. It's going to take several weeks to play out here, guys. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen tomorrow, but it's going to take a while for this wave structure to develop, and it takes time and money and trading and all that stuff to make all this happen. Okay, so yep, we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a possible way we can look at this and that, guys, that's kind of a way that I'm looking at it. It's not the only way, but it's a way I'm looking at it. So that's a good count. I like it, but it's not the only count there is. So let's look at other. So that's assuming right here that we had a flat right here as the fourth wave, right there. Okay. Guys, when we give you the range of 28 to 30, I think we can wick lower than that, right? We can wick lower than that. Take out liquidity, absolutely. That's certainly possible there. But we're just talking about a range, okay? We're just talking about a range for price to finish. I think the 28 to 30K is really plausible. I think many people have their eyes on that range. The question is, how are we going to get there? What I believe is that I don't think they're going to make it very easy. So this would be a secondary idea for me. Let me give you my primary idea. I'm going to get rid of that flat there. We're going to move the 3 back to the bottom here. And we're going to say that this impulse to the top, right here, this, come on. This gets a little tricky now, so really pay attention now, guys. So what now we could do is say, okay, all of this was an impulse wave that ended right here, and that's going to be an A wave, okay? And now what we're in the middle of is a B wave right here, or a C wave, I should say. Well, it's a bigger B, okay? We're in the middle of a bigger B where we got an A, B, C down of the B. So there's A right there, 5 waves. We got a 3-wave pullback there for the B, and now we'd be looking for, once this finishes and gets down to the target, down in this range right in here, then we'd be looking for a C wave to the upside, and that would be the fourth wave. That would be wave 4, the wave 4 I was telling you about. I think people would get pretty bullish on this wave. Okay, I think most people would get fairly bullish. We'd find a top somewhere up in this liquidity range, right in here, and then we'd probably come back down, take out the lows, and finish it up. So there's a possibility there. Right there. Very plausible. Very possible. I like it. Guys, I know a lot of you think I've been sick for a long time. Here's what happened. I started to get sick. Number one, I snore really bad, okay? And I've been working around a lot of drywall dust and whatnot, so a lot of times I stay congested anyway because I got a lot of junk in my nose. I snore really bad, and that doesn't help for my sinus issues a lot of times. So I have sinus issues going on pretty much all the time. Now, with that said, and that's kind of chronic with my family as well. Anyway, my brother and my dad both, we all have nasal issues. My dad has had several sinus surgeries. I've never had any sinus surgeries. Anyway, so with that said, then basically, I was getting congestion here in the chest. I just loaded up on a bunch of vitamins and for about a week or something like that, and I barely got sick. In fact, I got pretty well. And then I just stopped taking the vitamins, and I think basically my body didn't finish fighting off whatever it was, and I allowed it to come back, and now it's kind of come back full bore. So I'm back on a vitamin regimen, and I'm working through it. I'm feeling better than I was yesterday, and better than the day before that. But I'm sick, and here I am. Okay, so that is what it is. So yeah, if any of you are wondering, I saw some muscles and veggies nutrition coaching their comment. You guys pay more attention to my sicknesses than you do other people's because I'm in the limelight. I guess you watch my videos and it feels like a long time, but most people are sick for a couple of weeks anyway. So anyway, this just came on me. What's today? Today's Sunday. This just came on me on Thursday, pretty much. But it was starting to come on, just nasal issues before that. So, yeah. All right. Yeah, that's right, chemo. Construction sinuses. I'll tell you what, I've been doing a lot of drywall work and we've been renovating the house a bit. That's why I've got this thing here. I got a bunch of junk I didn't want to. Making a lot of progress here, getting ready to sell. So, okay. So let's talk about another count here. All right. So remember the first count. Just to let you go back and think here. That the first count said, hey, we had a three-way. The fourth wave ended right here. We're actually heading down to lower lows right now from here. This is 1, and that's 2 to the downside. And now we're going 3, 4, 5. Okay? Go down to 28 to 30K. The second count I just offered here is that the third wave ended right here instead of up here. Okay. And we're going to call this wave A, and now we got a wave B in the works. We got a three wave move here in the works. Okay. Look for a pullback and short it, guys, for the rest of this is a possibility. I mean, it's at least a trade idea that you might consider. All right. RSI is supporting more downside. Needs a little bit of a cool off period here on the 30 minute, maybe a little pullback, just a small pullback, and then a continuation move to the downside. That's looking good. All right. Now let's talk about another way this could play. All right. This is where it just gets a little, just different ways the market can play. You'll just have to, try to. One thing here is we could have a flat right in here. Okay. And so this was A right here. And this became B, and now we're working on C. And I don't like this count anymore because of the way this wave is shaped. So what this may be, this could have been A, B, and now C of B, and then we go up. So it's forming a flat in and of itself, okay, for the ABC. So it's a similar count, just a little bit of a different A shape. We'd still expect 5 waves down here. So that's another count there. And then, let's see, another possibility here. Yeah, I like that. I think all those are. I think that's pretty much it. It's pretty much it. So I would say that we've got one count that says, hey, we're done and we're on our way down. And we've got a couple of different variations of counts, but basically this is coming down in 3 waves, going to retest this low here, and then shoot up for a fifth, for a 5-wave move, and give us 3 waves. Now the only other thing I could see is that this was a bottom for somehow it was a bottom. The count is wrong. This is a wave 5, okay, and it's finished right here, and then this is a 1-2 to the upside. That means we start going up impulsive. That means this wave becomes really big, and we start reversing from here, okay? I don't think that's the case. I'm still looking for another hit to the low. We have this saying in our group that, it's the infamous one more hit. Sometimes we expect it. We expect that one more hit, and we never get it. Sometimes we're like, no, we got it. That's the end. It's the end, and then you get another hit to the low that you weren't expecting. Okay, so it's always hard at the very end whether you nailed it to the exact wave. Is it done, or is it almost done? Right, and it's just hard to tell sometimes. And sometimes you just play everything you think is the bottom. So I'm inclined, number one, to be short on this wave. We went short. I actually showed. Here, I'll show you guys a trade setup I offered today in the Elite group. And here's the chart that I posted. Here during Elite, before this wave happened, we got this wave up. This is a small time frame, guys, but we got the wave up when we're looking down. And so this was the wave setup that I shared prior to the wave actually happening. Got everybody ready for a trade. And that hopefully they got short in this thing and took it down with us. Okay, so at least had the opportunity. Here's how the wave actually played out right here. This is what I had drawn. That's what I had drawn, and that's exactly what we got. And we got a nice move to the downside. Now the question is, is this all you get, or is it going to continue come up, retest, and then continue down in 5 waves? How does this wave come down? And that's going to be the telltale. Once we understand this wave structure, what's happening here right now, it looks like a 3-wave move, but more than likely it's going to be a 1 and a 2, and we're going to look for a 3, 4, and a 5, eventually getting down here to these targets down here. Okay, look for 5 waves to the downside. And that would be the B wave that we're looking for, that the finishing move of an ABC that's correcting this initial move to the upside. And when that's done, we'd be looking for this C wave to the upside. And that whole structure, I know it's confusing, guys. Just do your best. But that whole structure becomes the 4th wave that we're looking for to finish up. And then we get our final move to the downside. So again, looking for some chop in here, some up and down motion, some tradable waves here that are looking good. All right. So there's my complete analysis there of Bitcoin pretty much. Let's take a peek at the RSI and just see what the RSI is saying on multiple time frames on DXY. That's my main wave structure count. Now the RSI on the 4-hour chart is interesting here. Actually, it has reset with hidden on the 4-hour chart. It's hidden bearish divergence. In other words, it's come up on this correction. It's come up and created some hidden bear, and that's why we're getting this downward motion. Now it may come back down on this move to the downside and give us one more hit to the upside, still creating and exaggerating that hidden bearish divergence, which would give us that move to the downside we'd expect. So that's what the 4 hours looking like. So the 4 hour would seem to suggest that my count currently looks very, very plausible. Okay. As far as timing, no, I don't think we're pumping to 40K tomorrow. I don't think that's going to happen tomorrow. No, I think we're going to spend tonight and tomorrow trending to the downside, down to about 33 to 34K. Okay, let's look at the 12-hour RSI. 12-hour RSI on the on the Bitcoin. Let's see, daily is pretty neutral right now, guys. I mean, as we move out to the 3-day chart or the weekly chart, we start to develop the hidden bullish divergence there on those charts. But really, the daily is pretty neutral. It's oversold, but there's no divergence at the bottom. We're expecting this to be a 5-wave move from top to bottom here. So if that's 5 waves from top to bottom, I need to see divergence here at the end. Now, we have broken structure on the RSI on the daily slightly there on this move back to the upside. But chances are this might be the break of structure that gets a retest and comes back in. But I would like to see divergence created. So what I'd like to see is this break to do something like this as we create this, as we go up and create this correction, and then come back down and find support on that trend line right here, creating divergence at a lower low, finding support right here at the 28 to 30K range. All right, and then go on up to the upside. Guys, particularly if this is an ABC that's finished, guys, we're looking very bullish to the upside after that. We're looking for a very bullish wave that will begin, just start trending over the, it'll take months to begin trending to the upside, but what it'll do is we'll get an initial move, okay, pretty strong and heavy, and then it'll be followed by a very long and drawn out two wave to the downside, retesting the low again, okay, before we get a really big move to the upside. And that could take all this whole wave right here could take all year. It could take all year. But this is actually could take us up, and that's what gets us up here by the end of the year or into next year, 2023, upwards to 100K. And I can see that much more plausibly and possibly. It just all depends on how big this bottoming structure is as they make their first wave and their second wave. You see this one right here was relatively small, okay, but if they make a nice big one here, all right, then it may be a much bigger wave coming. All depends on what happens after the bottom here, but I believe 28 to 30K is going to hold. I do. It doesn't have to hold. It could go all the way down to 22K. We have targets down there with fibs, and no problem there. Doesn't so 30K doesn't have to hold. But based on my Elliott wave count, I kind of feel like it will. Count. So we'll see. Chances are, even though tomorrow's a monthly close, we probably won't get a pump tomorrow. We'll probably continue to get a dump at the open of the month, and what that'll do is it'll allow us to on the monthly create a wick. That another day or two of dumpage, would allow a wick. But again, we have an entire month to make those lows, really. So really, I would not, Mr. Reddy, I would not expect anything to happen really around the monthly close spectacular. There's no reason for it for the monthly candle close, really. Remember, I candle. So if the monthly close, if this is a red candle here, okay, and it opens, maybe it's like this, right? Maybe we're in a bit of a pullback and we've got a little bit of a wick on the monthly candle. Here, shoot, let me just look at the monthly candle. There it is. Okay, very simple. The next monthly candle, it could be a green candle, could be a green one, right? But it's going to open right here, right next to the close of this candle, so it doesn't matter. So if it continues to dump in the first 10 days, I don't care how many days it takes for this thing to come down. It could come down and dump all the way down here, okay? Could come all the way down here. But as long as by the end of the month, all right, by the end of the month, it does that trick, then everywhere it went, it would create a wick. I know you guys know this. It's not letting me put a wick in the middle. So anyway. So yeah, I don't think the monthly close timing is going to matter at all this month. I see personally, just as far as the timing of things, it makes more sense for this to be trending down the next couple of days. So per my Elliott wave count, it makes more sense for this to be trending down. So my next trade really is, I'm looking more at it like this. A, B, C. Now, we got to keep in mind, excuse me, a really bullish idea, is that this was A, and that was B, and this was C right here. And what you actually have here, this isn't an account I've covered yet, and this is a really bullish idea, is that this is a leading diagonal. Okay? Now, if that's a leading diagonal, you got this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 right there. Okay? Now, I've actually counted this as an ending diagonal. I've got that as a WXY. I've got that in any number of things, right? But it could be a leading diagonal. And if that's the case, the other possibility here is that this is a 1 or an A. You got a B wave, and now we just got the C, ABC of that move. And now we're getting ready to shoot on up again. So there's a really bullish idea where this was a 1 wave or an A wave, but most likely a 1 wave in this case, a 1 and a 2, and this is another 1, 2, and this thing is about to shoot up. So that's a really bullish scenario if you like it. Now, what supports that with the RSI? Well, the hourly RSI supports that idea right there, if you'll notice. You've got an upward sloping trend there, while you have a downward sloping trend here on the hourly RSI. It's pretty good, actually. It's not too shabby. Not too shabby of an idea. So is that a possibility? Yeah, it sure is. Is it right? Who knows? I don't know. I still see that other count to the downside very viable. So let's see what happens. So we got several counts in play, guys. Sometimes when you don't know what to so we took this short. I actually took this short from up here and took my profit, and then took the short again on this pullback right here for this. And so now currently I'm looking to potentially take my profit again for another pullback, or hold it in a position where I can hold it to see if it's going to go down more for my lower targets. So learning how to trade within in the environment when you don't know what the count is, guys, is really important, that you learn low risk and high probability setups here, so that you keep yourself out of trouble and you know how to trade within this market. No matter what the count is, whether it's going up or down, you can keep yourself safe. I actually was in a long in here, but it didn't in this range right here. I was looking for a wave. I was actually looking for a wave to kind of come up here and break that high and then shoot down again. Okay, but it didn't play that way. It actually came down here, but my TA was still saying it was going to come back, so I held it, and it came back, so I could get out, break even, or just a little bit of profit right in there. So I was able to that long get back and then go short instead. So if you learn how to trade in low risk setups, you'll be able to protect yourself in the long run from the market makers doing what they're doing. Even in this choppy trash, you'll be able to protect yourself. All right. So much can happen here, guys. So much can happen. I'm giving you bullish ideas and bearish ideas, and you're just going to have to decide what you like. All right. I've seen that. I see you guys are commenting a lot and asking a lot of questions. Let me see if I can answer some of your questions. I would say Ryan Lewis daily RSI is fairly neutral in the daily. I think there's still some more room for down. I think I already went over that with you. Let's see. Is the DXY finished? No, the DXY is not finished, but it might be ready for a pullback. But let me give you guys my overall count for the DXY here. I'm pretty bearish on the DXY long term. I am bullish short term, but let me show you how. So let's first off go to the weekly chart. And on my weekly RSI, okay, now weekly is dangerous because this takes, what I've drawn here is going to be a year or more, a couple of years worth of movement, okay? But basically the way I'm looking at this chart is that we had a 3-wave move to the upside, okay? We had we had an A, B, and a C. A, B, and a C right there. Okay? And that corrected this impulse. Okay? This impulse to the downside, this ABC corrected it. Okay? Now what we've got going on is, if we zoom in a little bit, I've got 5 waves right here to the downside after the C was finished, and a 3-wave pullback. And so that's a wave 1 and a 2. I got another 5 waves down right here with a 3-wave pullback that is finishing up right about now. We're close to being finished, but we're not quite done. And that's the 2-wave. We're looking in this range. We're in the range for this to be done. It's not quite ready. A little bit more upside. I would guess about 98 or so. We'll pull some fibs and get a target here in just a moment. Okay. So this looks like a 1-2-1-2. So looking at that, let's zoom in now to this particular chart here. And now we've got an A, a B, and a C. Okay. Now, and we're in the 5th wave. We're in the 5th wave of C right now. So the A finished and the B finished. Now we're in the 5th wave of C. Okay, so we got a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, and now in 5. So we really got to just zoom in and see when this wave is going to finish. Pulling up our fibs, you'll notice we are around the 1618. So we are in an area where we would expect. But I see this order block over here, and these order blocks, all of the structure right over here. I think we need to come and take that out right there. Okay, so let's look at that really quick. Okay, let's zoom in on this wave here, and let's see if this is finished or not. Okay, looks like I got a clear 1, 2 here in the middle of the 3rd wave, best I can tell. Clear 1, 2 right there, shallow 2, no doubt about it. But we're in the middle of the 3rd wave. So I'm looking at this. 1, 2, 3 in the middle of 4, 5. And that's the 3rd wave. And so I'd be ultimately counting this wave as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Somewhere around $98, guys. Somewhere there in that area, I think is a nice target zone for the dollar to finish. But I don't think the dollar's done yet. However, we could be in a bit of a correction right now, to the downside. That's why we're getting a little correction to the upside on Bitcoin. But once this is finished, we're going to look for another move to the upside. All right, guys, I'm getting pretty exhausted right now. I don't know how much more I have in me. Okay, let's see what other questions we had there. Says DXY done? No, I don't think so. I think it's got a bit more to go. Russia and Ukraine and the Fed about to raise interest rates. Yeah, raising the rates are going to cause the dollar to be strengthened, and so there are other counts that but I think it's already priced in to the DXY. I think people are in this rise in the DXY has been anticipated by the raise of rates. I think there's going to be something else. I'm not sure exactly. And shoot, that my count on the DXY could be incorrect. It might be much more bullish than I'm giving it credit for. But keep in mind, we're in a time period where they're going to transition to digital currency. They're in the process of transitioning our current fiat system over to digital. Okay. Now I'm not sure which cryptos, if any cryptos, are going to last. I don't know if Bitcoin's going to last. I mean, I imagine it will. I imagine it should. But I think certain key cryptos are going to win, and then the rest are going to become, out of place. But I don't know exactly what the way the crypto world's going to work and how it's going to look. But we know that the U.S. is going to have their digital dollar, and China's going to have their digital yuan, and China's going to be vying for the world reserve currency status, backing their digital yuan by the SDR. Basically, I think ultimately they're looking to to take over. I think the world's going to shift over potentially to China's currency if something else doesn't happen. So I don't know. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know the powers that be and how they're going to do things and what they're going to do. But anyway, and I don't know what that means for the DXY. But one of the things I thought about was that we could have a scenario where, because we're transitioning over to crypto and the world may be moving in that direction this year, that what might happen is that even though they raise rates and even though they do all these other things, they may pull out the digital currency in some fashion, where it's valued differently than the DXY basket of currencies, okay, as compared to the U.S. dollar, and all of a sudden, the DXY becomes obsolete. It becomes tanking as a currency system, and the new monetary system is digital, whereas all the crypto and digital assets start pumping like crazy, which is a possibility here, as we see on the daily chart, guys. If this is just a three-wave move, an ABC that's almost done, this is buy time. This is time to be thinking about buying crypto if this is an ABC, because what we anticipate then is a move up to the upside. We're looking for 100K here. So we're looking for wave one. We're looking for an impulse wave. We're looking for a strong, once this wave finishes, whenever it's going to finish and however it's going to finish. Okay, I've counted it the best I can count it, but it may have more in the tank. Whenever it finishes, okay, it may be buy time. But the Fed can still do what it does, but they may have other answers in the background related to the digital dollar. And so I don't know exactly what war is going to do. It might be a catalyst to kill the dollar. It might be a catalyst to world changing over to the digital currency. We know that it was their plan to go to a world currency. We know that's been their plan since at least 1985. Was it the 85 or the 88 Economist that shows the phoenix rising out of the burning embers of fiat currencies? And the title of that Economist magazine says, "Are you ready for a one world? Get ready for a one world economy." One world currency. Their plan, and the coin he's wearing around his neck said 2018. So we know that we're in the time frame. They're just a little late in getting going. But what happened in 2018? That was the end of the bull market. The Bitcoin's first big, huge bull run, right? So that we know that their plans are still being implemented. So we know that all that's in their repertoire. We know what they're doing. Okay, so if this is just simply an ABC, we're looking for crypto to start making a big move to the upside, big time move to the upside. So that might be instead of being a really, really bad year, we just have a bad first quarter, right? Which finishes this, maybe it finishes in February or March or whatever, this downward move. Maybe it gets lower than we expect it to go. This C wave could come all the way down here, guys. I mean, it could totally get down past, I think I got fibs. Where are my fibs here? Yeah, I mean, I got fibs down here at 10,900. Okay. So just depending on how you pull them. But nevertheless, so we got fib targets all the way down here. Now, I'm thinking one more hit to the low, but shoot, that count may be incorrect. We'll have to wait and see what we get. Right? And we just need to be, trading with the market. Right now, it's a bit, we need to be biased to the downside, but we're in a bit of a correction right now. That may take us to the upside for a little while, right, in the short term. But ultimately, we're in a downward trend until we get, I think the two-day chart is really your best chart, guys, to watch for. Watch for a break of structure on the RSI and the 2-day. We're getting close to it, but it's not quite here quite yet. All right. How will the Russian war? I don't know. I wish I had some glasses there to tell you. Look into the future there. Yeah, Hellrich, Ulrich, I don't know how to say it. I think I said it right the second time. I'm not looking at $3,000. I don't think they would. It would have to be death. It would have to be a ploy. I mean, it could, I suppose, but they'd ultimately have to be trying to kill off a lot of these coins out there and dwindle down to just a key number of coins. That these coins would have to die, most likely. The Fed's bluffing. I don't know. I feel like the Fed has been is. I think they've been as transparent, and I think they have orchestrated this current crash that we've had up to this point. But I can actually see the markets, the Nasdaq and the S&P, and the dollar all tanking at the same time potentially. If this is the plan to get us into crypto, where everybody's getting their money out of the markets and they're going to have it and cheap prices to take it and buy into crypto, where crypto becomes where it's at, right? So this might be, I could see that. So the S&P and the Nasdaq, they might begin tanking along with the dollar. They don't have to move opposite each other. Whereas on all the dollar, the S&P, and the Nasdaq are all tanking. Money's moving out of those markets and into the crypto space or in the digital space. I can see that happening, where you won't have correlation between the Bitcoin and the S&P market anymore. Why? Because the world is moving away from the DXY. And into a new DXY per se, but a digital version of it, which has a lot more strength. So I could totally see that happening as well. Excuse me. Chemo, I think it's right. I think that's exactly right. Juan, I think that's wise for a time, for sure. Howrick, or however you say it. Sorry about that. Sorry I butchered it. It wasn't my crappy American. I'm going to say, guys, I got some Twizzlers here. We had a road trip, and I like Twizzlers on a road trip. And these are left over. Where are you, Rivers? Guys, I'm feeling pretty tired here. Let me take a minute and run through a couple more charts, and then I'm going to call it a night. I think I've given you some good ideas. Okay. So I look at ETH, and it looks like a 5-wave move off the bottom. It doesn't look like a flat. The flat looks too extended to me. I like the idea of that just being an A wave with a 3-wave B. So it looks like we're in the middle of the C wave on the way down. So this needs to come on down. So looking for a continuation to the downside here, trending over the next day or two, over the next day maybe. Or two, it doesn't matter there, and an ABC forming, and then maybe we get the C wave back to the upside there. So then it becomes A, B, and C. So Ethereum kind of gives me the sense that, hey, we're probably doing an ABC here. Now, on the other hand, ADA, let me find my ADA chart here. Give me 1 second. And guys, I'm not going to be able to take requests tonight. I apologize in advance. I'm just super, super tired. I'm going to need to rest. But I kind of saw a triangle functioning here in right here on the 2-hour chart there in ADA, which is interesting to me because it lends me to believe that if that's a triangle, then I'm actually looking at A, B, C, D, E. Had a little bit of, E was a little truncated there, but it finished and now is heading down for 5 waves. In other words, I'm looking for a 5-wave move to the downside, which would lead me to believe that BTC may be wanting to make, instead of going up to make a C wave, we're actually in this making a, so instead of this making a, doing something like that, this is just going to come down. The bearish count is going to be more in play. So the ADA chart makes me think, if this is a triangle, makes me think more bearishly right now than waiting for the up move first and then down. So that's a possibility as well. ADA, looking at that triangle down here, makes me think, yeah, one more move to the downside is probably what we get. Okay, XRP. XRP also is looking down here as well. But XRP is looking like a flat off the bottom here. So let me explain what I'm seeing here. Some of these counts didn't play out, obviously. I haven't updated this chart in a while. This is when I was bullish and looking for upward movements. There, didn't get them. So, how am I looking at this wave now? Yeah, XRP actually looks pretty bearish as well. Had a nice flat right here. So I'd actually want to look at this wave. 5 from the top. Like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now 5. And to count that 5, I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're in the 5th. And we're actually going to go down in 5 waves like so. So ADA and XRP, I'm thinking down more to finish this 5th wave out. So that might be telling the tale for Bitcoin. That might be, you know, letting us know that you know Bitcoin might be heading down to to break the lows again, and so that may be coming. Let's just take a peek at DOT since I have that chart pulled up here. DOT's the same way. I had a nice 3-wave move. Now I got an impulse 3-wave pullback. It looks like it needs to start trending to the downside. In 5 waves. So I'd be inclined, yeah, I'm kind of shifting a little bit more bearish than I was, guys. When I start looking at these other charts, they're looking a little bit more bearish to me. So my final idea here, guys, basically, just to get us down here, there's a good chance this was the ABC right now, right here. And that this is a 1, 2 to the downside. We're getting 3, 4, 5 coming down here later on. This is starting to work its way down. I think that's a strong possibility, guys. Really is. All right, guys. Well, that's about all I've got in me tonight. Thanks for stopping by the channel. I hope you guys are enjoyed it. As much as I can give when I'm this sick, guys. I really can. I'm sorry to cut it short, but we went an hour. That was pretty good. I hope you guys. I loved your questions and your comments, guys. Appreciate that. And Ryan Lewis, thanks for the well wish there and the super chat. Appreciate that, buddy. And you guys come join the Discord this month. It'd be a great month to do it. First of the month is coming up. We'd love to have you in there. It'd be a great time. Let's make it a great place. Do we eventually get a bear market after the next all-time high? I mean, it depends on what you call a bear market. You know, we're going to get a correction for it, no doubt. But how long till we get that high? Who knows? Who knows? Bear markets, I mean, they can. You might call what we just went through bear market. You know, the corrections that we've had. It was a correction, right? You know, that 3-wave correction on the daily chart. It was bearish, you know, but it had a, you know. So we had 2 bearish big moves there, but it was a nice ABC on the daily. So I kind of getting a little bullish on the macro for me. I'm kind of getting bullish there. If this is 5 waves, that's the way I feel like it is. However, on the micro, I think this week, it's going to be probably could be a dumpy week. So there'll be a little pump in between, but mostly a dumpy week, I would think. But we'll see. You saw all the ideas I shared. We could go up or down, obviously, and I shared ways in which those could come down as the market plays out. I'll definitely keep the Discord informed, and we'll be ready to trade it. If you need help along those lines trading, invite you into the Discord. Come on in. If you want to join early, I'll refund your money. Once February is paid for, I'll refund January's payment. So if you want to come in early now, come on in. Don't wait till the first of the month. Just come on in now, and I'll give you a refund on the day 1 of February. All right, guys. Well, have a great night. Thanks again. Thanks for being here. Good to see you, Virginia. I didn't say hi to you earlier, but good to see you. And Lance, good to see you. Eddie Bo. You guys have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.